Hello, YouTube. It's Lion here with Hobbies of a Man once again, and today we are doing another Kaiju number 8 chapter review. Today we are going to be covering chapter 26. Now, before we actually get into the video, we did get some awesome news today. Today is Friday, February 19th, I guess. I think that's correct. And Viz just announced that we are going to get the first physical Kaiju number 8 volume late fall, I think. So I'm thinking October, November, which would be kind of in line with how they usually do it. Most volumes come in a year after they release in Japan. So I think that fits properly. It would be pretty cool if they managed to do it early fall, kind of like August, September, end of the summer. But I very much think that they are going to do it near the end. Now, they didn't actually show a proper book cover display. It was just like the cover in Japanese. So we might actually be able to get it in a Viz signature format, which would be the way that I would like it personally. I think it would just be way cooler that way. And it would be so much nicer since it is a little bit more like a little bit more adult of a title, since it is a Jump Plus title. But that's not actually, a given, because Spy X Family or Spy Family is also a Jump Plus title, and that does not have a Viz signature release. But, Tokyo Ghoul had a Viz signature release, and that was a regular Shonen Jump title for the first half of it, if I remember correctly. So I'm not really sure what the trim size on the book is going to be, but I am really excited to, see it, and then I'll do a comparison to the Japanese volume once we get it in English. Also, the other news are that Volume 2 is going to come out pretty soon, I think. The mangaka said on Twitter that it was going to come out sometime in March, and I'm really excited to see how that looks, because I'm curious if they're going to keep the red background and just put a different kaiju on the cover each time, or if we're going to get, different colors, different solid background colors with different characters each time. So I'm really excited about that as well. But that's it for the Kaiju number 8 news. And now let's jump into the review. As always, I'm going to have a recap section, then a spoiler section. And today, we won't have any theories unless I can come up with one on the spot. But I very much doubt that, because I don't really think that there's anything we can theoretically talk about right now. So, yeah. Now, if you want to watch the whole series of videos that we have, including some rambling videos, some different discussion videos on other topics within Kaiju number 8, or a kind of size comparison and first look at the first Japanese volume, you can check out the Kaiju number 8 playlist at the end of the video, or you can go find it on my channel page. So feel free to do that. Now let's just jump into the review properly now. So the recap here from last week, chapter 25, which is actually 2 weeks ago. The Tachikawa base, I think that's what it's called, is being attacked by these dragon kaiju, or by this draconic humanoid kaiju, which we do know is a Daikaiju now. He's 8.3 magnitude or fortitude, whatever name you want to call it. So he is definitely above the minimum threshold for Daikaiju level threat. So I think that means that he is kaiju number 10, with number 9 being the fungus guy from last time, or the hammerhead guy, whatever you want to assign him. But he was number 9, so this one is number 10. And he is leading a giant troop, basically, of wyvern class kaiju, which are these giant dragons. They actually look more like pterosaurs than dragons. Somewhere in between pterosaurs and dragons, somewhere like there. But it's not an Eastern style dragon. It's a very Western, 2 legs, 2 wings, no arms kind of thing. And this guy is really into fighting, and he's like challenging Hoshina, who is the strongest person on the base, to a fight to the death, essentially. But I don't know if Hoshina is going to be able to make it, so we have to see. Now, the dragons are really tough, and stuff is going badly, but at the end of last chapter, Kikoru came in and mollywopped one of them with her giant axe. It's very reminiscent of All You Need Is Kill, which is a very good 2-shot manga drawn by Takeshi Obata, I think. And the spear, or no, the axe was really awesome. It was really cool, and I really liked it. And that's basically all that happened last time. So the proper evaluation of the review / discussion of the chapter is going to start now. If you don't want any spoilers, go read the chapter first. You can either do it on Manga Plus or the Viz Shonen Jump app, or wherever else you can read them. I don't know, depending on different countries, you can read it elsewhere. And then come back, or that's it for the video. You don't have to come back if you don't want to. So let's just jump into it now. Now, this chapter has 19 pages, and the cover is wonderful. It features Kikoru in a dress, if I remember correctly, with her giant axe. And I love it. It's so cool. Kikoru is such a badass. She's like a very enjoyable character, and she's very she's not like funny on purpose. She's just enjoyable, as a princess, I'm a badass and all of you suck kind of way. And I find it really funny. But yeah, so we start with a flashback, kind of maybe minutes before. I'm not really sure about the exact time frame, but it's a flashback to explain how Kikoru got her weapon. So basically, Hoshina and Mina were like, hey, we need someone else to, be able to deal with these giant, crazy kaiju, because for some reason right now we're having a lot of wild kaiju going on, right? So they get Kikoru, who's like the third strongest person on the whole JDF regiment that they're part of, I guess. Since she has more than 50% combat potential available to her, which is like 3 times more than most people in her class of, people that took the test with her, if I remember correctly. Well, the stronger ones are like in the 20s, so at least twice as strong as everyone else, but at least half as strong as Hoshina and Mina. So they're like, yeah, you're the third strongest person. We need you to have a special, custom weapon so that you can kick ass. And then she's like, okay, cool, I'll take one. And then they give her, the giant axe. And they're like, yeah, you're in charge when we aren't available. You're going to be the front line of defense, the person that has to, take care of the squad because everyone else isn't as powerful as you, right? So, and she's like, and then they tell her, you're in charge of killing kaiju now. And Hikaru takes it really seriously. And, we come back to right after she beats that first dragon kaiju from the last chapter. And then she just stands there on top of it, looking really badass with the axe over her shoulder. And she's like, this weapon is awesome, but if I'm going to nitpick it, I think that it doesn't fit me because I'm too, she's like, oh yeah, I'm amazing. This, brutish weapon doesn't fit me. And I thought it was funny because it, totally fits her as a person. She's so abrasive and blunt and kind of she's just huge, larger than life, and this giant battle axe definitely fits with her, and it's so cool. I really enjoy it. It's just wonderful. And yeah, so she does that, and then everyone thinks it's crazy, holy crap, how did Kikoru manage to kill them? Especially when Kafka told everyone that the front of them was way too overpowered and they could only attack them from the back. So, Kikoru's a badass for being able to kill them that way. And then she starts to kill a bunch of other kaiju. I think she kills 3 more kaiju in quick succession because she's demonstrating each of her special attacks. The first one is Falling Thunder, which is really cool. She swings, and as it's coming to the bottom half of the swing, energy disperses out of it, and it makes it like a rocket, so it hurts way more when it lands, which was really awesome. The second one is a Water Skimmer, which kind of projects a blade outwards, and so it makes it so that the kaiju get cut up more, which wasn't as cool, but I thought it was a nice name. I thought it was fun. And the other one is Half Moon, which I don't remember exactly what it does, but it's basically the really powerful cut attack, whereas the other 2 are more like a slash and then a hammer hit, something like that, right? And I thought it was really cool. But before she actually manages to do the third one, we get like a jump back to Reno, who's thinking about Kikoru and like being like, yeah, man, that's BS. This weapon totally fits you. Like, because of what I said, she's very blunt and very abrasive, and a giant battle axe just like matches her personality wonderfully. And we also get a shot of Kikoru like swinging her axe and then killing a kaiju and then having this like concentration face where she has like her tongue out like this. And I thought it was really funny because it's such a like a cute little moment within the crazy action-packed stuff that kind of builds a little bit of the character. And I really enjoy that because I think this mangaka has a really wonderful ability, which isn't, you know, always the case, of both having this awesome tension-filled, you know, high-stakes battle stuff and mixing in enough, you know, humor there and kind of funny stuff to like not even undercut the moment, because that's actually kind of annoying when you undercut tension way too much, like kind of like in Marvel movies. But you know, mangaka has this ability to add enough humor to kind of add enjoyment to the, you know, hard-paced action. You know, I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, the way the mangaka can balance the really intense action with this very light-hearted comedy is wonderful, and I really enjoy it. And I think she does a really good job because there's a lot of different types of stories where like the comedy doesn't even just like alleviate a bit of the tension, it like completely undercuts it and it ruins the tension, which is a very difficult kind of fine line to walk, and I think the mangaka does it really well here. And yeah, so right before she cuts the third one down, she gets kind of attacked because she wasn't paying attention because she was cutting out the other one, and then Reno shoots it with these freezing rounds, and he kind of like saves her ass, and he's like, yeah, Kikoru, watch out, I got you. You take care of them. I'll make sure that, you know, you get the, you manage to kill them easier. And then both of them kind of form like a tag team, and they start moving through the area. And then, you know, everyone else on the squad is like, okay, we're going to change the battle plans. They're at the front. Everyone just play support. Make sure that, you know, they don't die, which is really cool. I really like that. I hope we can get a lot more scenes of, you know, Kikoru leading the charge, you know, yelling for Narnia or whatever, or for Japan, as she cuts down these giant-ass dragons. And then, yeah, besides that's basically it for Kikoru and Reno and everyone else. Kafka didn't even show up in this episode, or in this chapter at all, which is actually kind of surprising, but I can't remember where Kafka was last time. I think he was still at the headquarters, and so he hasn't been able to actually make it to, you know, where everyone else is fighting, right? So that's interesting, and it's allowing for character development for everyone else. So, yeah, that ends up with Kikoru, and then we switch, we scene shift to Hoshina, or we shift perspectives to Hoshina, who is fighting the draconic kaiju number 10, sorry. And is realizing that this kaiju is way more emotional than all the other kaiju that he's seen. Obviously, he didn't interact with kaiju number 9 very much, so he doesn't really know that kaiju kind of had a personality, and he's kind of worried about this one because it's like, I guess from their perspective, it's like these kaiju are evolving, but from our perspective, maybe that's how kaiju have always been, and they just haven't been able to kind of interact with them before. So it's very interesting. I'm really excited to see where that kind of goes. But Hoshina is really worried because this guy is way too strong, and he enjoys fighting, and he's like really into battling with Hoshina because Hoshina is managing to dodge all of his attacks, and then even manages to hurt him once. He cuts off his hand, and it instantly regrows, if I remember correctly, because, you know, kaiju have self-healing abilities. Or at least the humanoid kaiju. I'm not exactly sure if all the kaiju have self-healing abilities. I don't think so, because otherwise taking down the Honshu and the Joju would be really hard. And yeah, and then the kaiju has this kind of like really sinister moment where he's like, I'll like, I don't remember exactly what he says, but basically it's like in the realms of like he'll enjoy eating Hoshina because, you know, he'll beat him, which is kind of interesting. I know that there's been cultures in the past where like they would eat the hearts of their opponents in order to kind of take in their strengths. So I don't know if it's something related to that or in that kind of similar cultural vein, or if it's just like, oh, we just have to make him like a monster, so we're just gonna be mean, right? So we're not gonna be mean. Sorry, we're gonna be really sinister about it and like make him want to eat Hoshina. But either way, it's cool. Hoshina manages to lure it somewhere, which is, I think, the training center. And there he tells Okinogi, which is the cute girl with the giant glasses, which is great. We finally know her name. He tells her, hey, keep everyone away from here. I have to do it here because this is the only safe place where I can unleash and battle this guy full out without, putting everyone in danger, which is really badass. And then we have a really cool pose of Hoshina holding his swords and unleashing his full battle potential of 92%, which is freaking awesome. I loved it so much. We even got like jaggedy text, which makes it like more impactful, and I thought it was really great. I love the cliffhangers in this series. It's so annoying because it's like, God damn it, I want another chapter. But it's also so good because the moments and the sections where the cliffhangers happen are always really, really good and always kind of keep you on the edge of your seat wanting more. And, maybe some other mangaka could learn from that. But in my opinion, this is going to pay off and blow up big here in the West. And I really hope that it continues to be big in Japan because this mangaka is doing really great work. This is a really cool series. And I'm really happy that it is still technically shonen, but the main character is still an adult. And we get the shonen aspects from all the other characters. And I'm really happy about that because, I'm not old. I'm only 21. But the shonen thing of like 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old kids just like becoming the greatest warriors ever is kind of a little bit annoying. And, it's nicer to kind of relate to an adult character sometimes. So I'm really excited about this. I really enjoyed this story. This chapter was wonderful. And I'm sure a lot of other people liked it. Now, I don't actually have any theories here. I couldn't think of any. Like, there was nothing in the chapter that I thought was, thought-provoking enough in the sense of like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And I don't want to make like a theory about what's going to happen in the next chapter because it's kind of like boring. I prefer theories in terms of world-building aspects, right? So no theory here today, but I might make a second video about this because there was this post on Reddit about some random guy or girl, I guess, some poster on Reddit, some Redditor, was talking about how this story has no stakes. And I found that really whack. I thought it didn't make sense. Like, I was like, did you read this? Like, sure, maybe, like, it's understandable that you're never going to think that Kafka's going to die. But, like, there was definitely a lot of high stakes. And character deaths right now don't really make sense because it doesn't matter to the reader, or it matters very little if any of the characters die, because we haven't had enough time to build bonds with these characters, right? Like, if you kill Reno or Kikoru right now, it would be, like, meaningful, but it wouldn't be anything huge. It would be something that you forget about in a few chapters. So there's no high stakes in, like, the sense that no one's dying, because it makes no sense to kill anyone. But there are high stakes. Even if you know Kafka's not going to die, in the moment while you're reading, you realize, oh my God, Kafka is in danger. He's going to, get caught. Someone's going to kill him. The Kaiju are going to tell other people that he's a human. Hoshina's going to figure out, like, there's so many times where Kafka's secret is in danger, or where his life is in danger, or where, anyone else is in danger. Like Kikoru, Reno, like, their introductions were literally them almost dying. You can't say that there's no high stakes in a series like this. Like, every episode, every chapter has high stakes. There's literal city nuking monsters walking around. Like, how is there no high stakes? And, you can compare it to Attack on Titan, where, like, the first thing that happens in Attack on Titan is, like, the giant titans, like, eating people. But, like, that's not the point of this story. It's not a battle. Like, it is a battle against unsurmountable odds, but it's more about the personal struggle of this guy finally being able to achieve his dream after having given up on it. It's not really about, like, oh my God, let's kill these giant monsters that are threatening, humanity. It's not the same scope. So it's not really like the stakes are going to be different. Just because no one's dying doesn't mean that it's not high stakes. But I mean, that's it for that. I don't want to go crazy and rant on it, because it just felt like a really asinine comment that was like someone just like trying to prop up Attack on Titan instead of like taking the time to understand what Kaiju number 8 is about. So, you know, I'm just going to leave it at that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and hope you guys keep enjoying the series. I know I will, but yeah, see you guys next video.